I'm just splitting this log to make my split rail fence. It's right over there. These are called wedges. You hammer them in to the log, and then when it makes a crack in the log, you can use harder hammers to beat all the way through. You use these wedges every time you can't get the crack to move anymore. And if it's still not moving at the end, you use this thing. It's called a froe. You place it right in the middle of the crack, and then you twist it, and then it splits the log right in half.
Let me see the end of that froe.
Oh, here you go. See, you put this end right into the middle of it, and then you twist it like this. You would put it in like this, then pull or push.
Interesting.
Well, back to you with this. This here is a real Pennsylvania worm fence. Now, as you can see, what's happening here is when we split the log, what happens, it gets these corners. What we do, we make it sort of a triangle shape, as you can see down there. You make a triangle shape up, so it's more of a pyramid leaning on its side. Then you put logs in between them, and then you put an X, sort of an X type thing with the log. And you keep going down, down, down in a crisscross way.
And is this how you keep your animals in?
Yes, it certainly is.
Mr. Jefferson, is that you?
Of course it is.
Oh, it's so nice to have you passing through here again. What brings you by this way?
Well, I was on my way to Philadelphia and I saw the welcome light in your window, and I've stayed here before, so I was wondering if I could sleep the night.
Oh, we do have a room this evening. Come in, come out of the cold. You'll catch your death of cold out there. Good evening, Mr. Jefferson. I know you're tired after your long journey, but I was wondering if you'd have time to answer a few questions for me.
Why, of course. I always have time for those with inquiries.
Thank you. I was wondering what it was like to know that your writing, the Declaration of Independence, set this country on the fast track to independence.
Well, first and foremost, it was a huge honor, but it was also a very humbling experience. To come in front of the First Continental Congress for weeks on end, and to have them nitpick at the greatest work of your life is truly it's a different experience than many others will get. It hurts when they go against what you have written, but it was very pleasing in the end.
Oh, interesting.
And it was a huge weight off my shoulders to know that because of it, this country was on the fast track to independence.
Oh, right. Well, how did your daily life change when you retired from legal practices in 1774?
I would have to say that every aspect of my life changed. I inherited about what's with the numbers again? 11,000 acres from my father-in-law, and around 140 slaves. So together, my wife and I, we started a brand new farm life together. We never made a true.
Here's the drink, sir.
Thank you. We never truly made a profit from our farms, but we always had a happy time doing it together.
The years 1767 to 68 were vastly important for you. What was it like to know that you had a real start in the government in this country?
Well, in those years, I was accepted to into a seat in the House of Burgesses. I was admitted to practice law in front of a General Assembly, but what I personally think is most important, that construction started on my beloved home Monticello. We started by clearing the mountain. Yes. It was very nice to know I had a start in this country. It just felt so good to be free and independent with my wife Martha.
Well, in 1797, you accepted a major job as the Vice President of the United States. How would you describe your time as second in command of the whole United States?
I would say that my time spent there was neither outstanding or disappointing. There was no lack of work to be done. But overall, I would say that all of my jobs were completed with paying attention to fine detail. If you were to tally the workload against positive outcomes, I would say you would come up with a positive integer of 1.
Excuse me.
Yes, dear?
Can I stay with you for a while?
Sure. Do you mind, Mr. Jefferson, if she has a seat?
Not at all.
Mr. Jefferson, in that same year, you served as president of the American Philosophical Society. Tell me, how did you balance the two?
Honestly, it was quite a juggle. But one took precedence over the other. But I would say I put an equal amount of my heart into both. I would hope I was right, and that others would agree with me when I say that once again there was a positive outcome to my time as a leader of that group.
Mr. Jefferson, before you served as president of the American Philosophical Society, you served as the very first secretary of our state. What effects did that have on the rest of your career?
Well, as we previously discussed, it led to my vice presidency and presidency, as well as a richer future into the government. Before that, I was even the governor of Virginia and a delegate for Congress. All these things led up to the high points of my career, like the presidency. Furthermore, I am proud of my belief and will to make a reality out of a new government instead of hoping for it.
Mr. Jefferson, how did you get to be in a revolution?
I think she means, how did you originally get involved in the revolution?
Well, I was originally a member of the First Continental Congress. My interest in the subject was not completely dedicated, but then I became very vested in it after my good friend John Adams helped me to see a better future for the United States.
Towards the end of your life, you served as the U.S. President and had a fairly successful time of it. Enlighten us on your feeling towards that time of your life.
It was probably one of the more stressful times of my life, though it did pay off in the end. It was stressful to make the right decisions for our country all of the time. It was also difficult to care right for my home and my family, and to be a good president at the same time. I'm also very sad to confess that it nearly ended my relationship with John Adams. There was a relief at the end when I came closer to the more restful time of my life.
In 1825, the University of Virginia opened offering courses. How did you feel about a well-funded proper university opening in your home state?
I must say I was quite ecstatic for a higher education to be funded in my home state. There were many benefits to the U.S. altogether. My hope is that the expansion of our country, colleges, universities, and higher learning will not be lost, which obviously it won't.
One final question before you continue with your studies and travels, Mr. Jefferson. How did you feel about Abigail Adams when she tried to mend your relationship with her husband, John Adams? How'd that make you feel?
Well, interesting question. She wrote to me many times, hoping to restore the friendship that John and I once shared. After some time, John and I both let down our guard and stubbornness, and we commenced writing to each other. Eventually, we were able to work out our differences, and I am proud to say that we overcame them, and are visiting each other once friendly again. I hope to see him again in the coming months. I will actually be visiting him quite soon.
Dance party! Word.
Word to your mother. That's me.
My ring. Awesome. I'm editing this part out so it doesn't matter. Wait, hold on. Now I must retire to my bedchambers, where I shall play Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Disco party! Yeah! Bye!
And that.
Princess, I'm a pretty princess. I'm a pretty princess. Is that is very well? Bye bye. See you later. Disco party. Well, bye.
Circus, Afro Circus, peanut butter jelly, Afro Circus.
Okay. Now, you don't use that ridiculous accent.
Yeah, he slipped into it. I've told him many times.
It sounds ridiculous, and I...
Mr. Jefferson! Is that you?
Of course, madam.
It's so nice to have you coming through this way again. What made you stop?
I'm on my way to a meeting in Philadelphia.
Did you see the welcome light on? He's obtuse. Go again.
Okay.
Well, he can go from the knocking at the
Yeah, I know. That's where I've gone twice.
do we look?
Ridiculous.
You don't look ridiculous.
I look stupendous, but you guys look ridiculous.
You do look stupendous.
It hurts. Look at my britches. They're all fancy like. One took precedence over the other, but I put an equal amount of my heart into both jobs. I would hope that others would agree when I say that once again there was a very positive outcome to my time spent as the president of the Philosophical Society. Okay, it's okay.
Come on, Bobby Nose. Everybody, let's go.
The dogs open the door.
Stop! Get back, Brendel!
Back, Sheba.
You know how to open the door.
Okay. Come on, Bobby Nose. Everybody, let's go.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, we're